Alrighty, folks. It's been put off long enough. Let's actually do some MSQ. Traitor in the midst. This has been sitting up in the upper left-hand corner. Who's the traitor? And of what?
Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And, until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves.
Oh, I've been seeing them out and about. They must be doing pretty alright.
Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't want to bother anybody, but he doesn't think about me as a person.
I should be most grateful if you would go to him, and support him in whatever manner you are able.
That's not fair to Alphino. I do not think that's his train of thought. Once again, I am still not doing fantastic. Oh, you have a new layout. Is this new dialogue? Is this new layout? It is. Okay, let's... Wow, alright, we're gonna have to do the whole rounds. What I was saying was, I'm still not feeling great. And so, if we have weird pauses or cuts, that is why. I just expect that to be true until I say otherwise, because this might go on for a bit.
Many of my countrymen are skilled with bow or blade. I have made it my mission to rally those with such talents to the Braves' cause. I only hope we can be of some small assistance. Ah! From invoices to petitions to... It's a war, Ny'ardbert. That desk is my front line, and I fear I have been overrun.
In which event we must guide them to Little Alamigo, else we condemn them to certain death. Ida, what did I just tell you?
Condemn refugees to death. Wait a minute, that's not right.
Dispatch the first unit to Ul'Dah. The second and fourth are to stand by for further orders. Interesting.
In traditional Doman cuisine, we strive for a perfect balance, not only of flavor and texture, but also of nutrition. For a meal to be truly satisfying, it must nourish the body as well as delight the senses. Yes, yes, 'twould be foolish to sacrifice nutrition for flavor. If Higiri and our more skilled culinarians worked closely together, I dare say they could create extraordinary dishes, sure to satisfy Eorzean and Doman alike.
If only there was a culinarian quest here, so that Ny'ardbert could flex his true passion, the culinary arts. But no. Today he is a warrior. As a warrior is what we need.
A dazzling floral arrangement, each blossom a peerless beauty in her own right. Ah, the blessing and the burden of an overactive imagination.
I do appreciate this animation, though. Like, I don't think I've seen this before or since, so good on them.
Those azure uniforms are really rather striking, but I think I shall remain a scion for the nonce. These walls have become my home, and the scions my family. Besides, I'm not sure blue is really my color. The green in my cassock really brings out my eyes, just as Hori's breeches bring out the red in his.
I see it.
Look forward, never back. Devote yourself only to the present. This is what I've learned from the Domans.
Oh, there's someone back there. Hozan.
Where have those younglings disappeared to? Making the most of their newfound freedom, no doubt.
Alright, Alfie, now. What menial task have for me today?
What is it, Ny'ardbert? And do be concise, I'm rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself. My presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ul'Dah. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with particulars. My thanks in advance, Ny'ardbert.
What's the deal, Albert? Ul'Dah. I'm Ny'ardbert.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you?
Alfino said that I might be here to help you for something?
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence.
Okay.
Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
Alrighty. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. Pray meet me at the Hall of Flames and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. His voice was significantly more, gentle than I had given him. This might be an explanation for why it's always the goddamn Immortal Flames. Oh, as a quick aside, I'm going to take one of these quests because I wanted to do this. This one. You're Ny'ardbert by the Onion, the very man I seek at Durstreet's behest. How do I know the potbanger? Why, we trained together in the Culinarians Guild. He has a place in Costa del Sol now, the Flying Shark. Not the sharpest knife in the block is Durst the Daft, but he's loyal. He's got a friend out there by the name of Whiskate, and he seems to be in need of your help. What say you go look him up, eh? I might pick up some of these other ones later, but I remember accepting that and then being like, oh wait, shit, this ties back to some stuff I want to see later. So, we'll do it at some point and include it in this bit, I guess. Maybe between 2.4 and 2.5. Like the last of the Hildebrand stuff. General? Is that Major always there? Yes, okay.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Al'Amigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, No sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Bah, spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to him, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Ul'Dah, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'Dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monitorists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland.
She's cute, but that hair absolutely clips through that collar. You'd think that they would, like, just give her a different haircut.
Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
It's fun seeing, like, other characters have friends. Like, having a history that is pretty well established. It's cool. Especially with Ul'Dah here being, like, an adventurer, sort of like us. Maybe we were able to outshine him a bit, but, like, we're in the same profession. Our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Le'Veon. Same thing. I'm excited. I remember, I say this literally every patch. I remember the broad strokes of this, but not the details. And so I'm curious to see how the different storylines tie together. Things went alright, Alphino. I don't know if you knew what was up, but... We are returned from Ul'Dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minions and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall all those braves who are afield. I'm begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives, yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ny'ardbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing? But of course you are. Now, Alianne of the Fourth... Oh, of course it's Alianne. Alright, we have to go save her, I guess. Alianne of the Fourth lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Oh, okay. Thank God. She's not the one that got kidnapped. She's there to help. Seek her out, and she will apprise you of the situation. I was like, oh man, if Alianne gets got, Isildur's gonna be sad. Alright, I think that's right near here. Hang in there, Resh. We'll free you yet. Alianne? You would aid us in the rescue mission. We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh. Or worse. With her hurts, I fear that she will not survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is as strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. I wonder if there are any other ranks in the Crystal Braves besides, like, Commander and Captain. Is it as striated as, say, the Maelstrom? Hey, yo! Leave her alone! Hell yeah. Brush? I never
prepared for the flying chocobo.
Where am I?
Hell yeah, they all made it.
Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within Castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls.
Alright. Let's commosh. Hey, you. Hey, you guys. Oh, they need to appear at specific places. Okay, well. Yeah, I guess. A couple more dead Imperials isn't gonna hurt things. Hey everybody, I'm the Warrior of Light and I'm causing problems on purpose. Well, some groups have already started a fight. Oh, there's more. Alright, that should be enough mayhem for these guys. Not mean to summon you, Kaiba. But the Gizzlegreens are yours regardless, so might as well tag along. Hey, Alien, why are you just standing next to this giant motherfucker?
awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You've done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we have no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Levior. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones.
I'm going to headcanon that little Lalafell with the wizard hat is a member of the Crystal Braves, because they seem to just turn up places. Because they're in the same place at the story we are. Mission successful, Commander. It does me well to see you thus returned. Though I doubt not your prowess, entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Ny'ardbert. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander. I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Ny'ardbert, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Coerthas. I've been granted an audience with the Ny'ardartian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, is it my boy? Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. I realize that the voice that I'm currently giving to Alfino is pretty darn close to the voice I want to give Harshfang. Oh, that is not who I thought it was. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Ny'ardbert, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Aymerk, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See, directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Aymerk wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Coerthas. I don't need her permission. Mayhap you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to noble use? If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. True, but what about the many swings of the axe? I was always more of a slashing guy over a thrusting guy anyway.
A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We've received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alfino believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him.
Antecedent. I take it Ny'ardbert has explained the situation?
He has. Yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with other city-states for decades. Why reach out now?
Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abelathia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Orsian alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience, who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Skies. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteneau, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have my efforts yielded? Why, naught.
Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction.
I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, but I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths.
The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more.
Indeed. You may be assured that I will expound upon this point, and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Ny'ardbert. Our old friend Lord Hoshvant is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. I mean, that wasn't my call, but fair. What a weird little half thing that was. Alright. Oh, everybody readjusted again.
The fortunes of a songstress rise and fall with the whims of the crowd. Earning the favor of a wealthy patron or two might ameliorate the risk, 'tis true, but such relationships carry risks of their own. But if I were to become successful, the rewards would far exceed anything I could ever earn as a miner.
Oh, you're trying to be a songstress, Tataru. Ballads of bloody battles, valiant knights, heroic sacrifice. Trite fare, but who am I to question the preferences of Ishgardian noblewomen?
The key to successful negotiations is discerning the other party's motives, and the key to that is a comprehensive understanding of circumstances, past and present.
We cannot send this to Gridania. The figures are all wrong. And for the love of the 12, you misspelled the Elder Seedseer's name. Ida.
If you're going to be such a stickler for details, why not write it yourself? Their expertise in covert operations would serve them well in battle against the Empire, it is true. And yet I cannot help but shrink from this talk of more fighting.
We honed our skills in the fight to protect our country. Though our land may be lost, our people abide. We must unite against the Empire. Let them see that Doma is not so easily defeated. yeoman's fighting alongside the Crystal Braves. I wager there will be no shortage of volunteers eager to exact vengeance on our common foe. Forgive me, I cannot talk at the moment. I am in the midst of meditations to fortify my etheric flow. Oh, my squadron cadets do that sometimes. I haven't quite managed it. Lady Tataru asked me to accompany her on her latest mining expedition. As a guard, you understand. But the moment she set eyes on that cobra, she ran back at full pelt. It was all I could do to keep up. Do I truly inspire so little confidence? I'm sure you're fine, Hori. Tataru's just nervous. Doesn't help that she's like 2 feet tall. And was only armed with a mining pick. Like, Papaluma's not much bigger, but he's also magic. Oh, right. Teleport. It's my boy. Harshfond, we're back. I heard we were asked for by name. Was that on you? Ah, Ny'ardbert, ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Then put on pants, Alfino. Or, like, just clothes without cutouts in them. Ah, good Master Alfino. An honor, as always. Likewise, Lord Hoshvan. Forgive us yet another imposition. Did I say whatever? I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortem may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand. Sir Aymeric arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier. I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey, and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But, if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knights stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. Hello, guard. I come to do politics. Alright, Kava, you keep wandering in front of frame. Let me... Just go home. It's okay. We've been expecting you, sir. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination.
We've got a fan.
Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Coerthas, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury? All our precautions were for naught?
Dramatic. Just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound to Revenant's Toll of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Hoshvan and find out what he has learned. Alright, my lord, what's going on? Oh, you're here too. I am come to hear Lord Hoshvan speak, not you. Alright, fair, I guess. We must needs find the heretics, and... no, it will avail us not to rush. Let us hear what Lord Hoshvan has to say first. My sincerest apologies for the interruptions, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate? Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. It would be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Hoshvan said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Ny'ardbert. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Understood. Alright, come, Kaiba. Maybe they already cleaned it up, but I don't see any corpses. Just like a broken box and an overturned cart. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Huh? Lord Harchfont bids you speak with us. Then you must be... beg your pardon, Scion. As you could see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. The whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. It would have been easier to just steal it. Though damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. Alright, we can go ask. Dabbat. In here? Up above? Surviving Squire. Good morning.
You've come to ask about that attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of the Seven Echoes. The pilgrims we marked them as, lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called out to them and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. She's a young girl, I thought. Some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward, as if to kiss his cheek. Then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head. And by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't... I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva.
Well, that name means something to Nick. Should it mean something to Ny'ardbert?
It takes but one new pair of loose lips. Welcome back, old friend.
Oh dear, Halfino's looking this way. I do not think he likes being ignored. You've returned. What news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphino? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Harchfont, what was the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Horchevant, you would agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alfino. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you. Though I am sure you would not miss this for the world. It is kind of my thing. A brandy new god? Heretics, Stravonians, old familiar enemies. This is something beyond all our imagination. The persistent attacks on our caravan seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Ny'ardbert, pray join me in Whitebrim Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durandare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drummond should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there, then. Good. Short quest, this one. It's not on the outside of Hunt Town, right? No, it's not. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord Drummond. Oh, Aymric's here. Damn. By what means do these heretics travel so quickly? We must know, or every attempt to apprehend them will be doomed to fail. Commander Levior's assessment is most troubling. If he is correct, Iceheart now poses a threat to Ishgard at large. Just so you know, my men have already started to arrive. Captain Ny'ardbert always keeps a few braves at the ready in case of emergencies. Seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. That self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirm our suspicions. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to the Whitebrim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Aymric. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. May have Lord Drummond had one in mind. Are we getting a meanwhile? Oh, we are. Yes, yes, excellent. Oh. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak and it shall be done. I get how all of them could pass for pilgrims. There is no chance she could. And 'twould be foolish to dismiss alternative approaches when contending with such clever foes. I think we all can agree that a formidable foe demands a calculated response. Some still think these heretics do not pose a great threat. The slain House Fortamp Knights would surely beg to differ. It seems as though we are always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. The joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the selfsame result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The men's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jean Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Sorry, did that plus quest just show up? Or has that been there the whole time? Is this like a Leaves of Whitebrim kind of thing that I've just been ignoring? It is. Yeah, it is. I really hope the ones we're supposed to be covertly spying on aren't those ones directly next to us. Okay, no, it's not. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Excuse me, have you seen a heretic? Best take care when traveling these roads. Wild beasts and worse are wont to lurk by the wayside. Alright, cool, thanks. Hold on. I need to go back here and watch. Oh, there he goes. The suspected heretic follows the road east. Man, he's so fast. He takes a couple steps and then just boom, he's at his next spot. Hey, so I was following some dude on the road, but like, I think I lost him. Are you looking for a warm hearth, friend? Whitebrim Front isn't far from here. If I were you, I would... I'm sorry, have we met before? You seem familiar somehow. No? My mistake. looming. Oh, there he goes. The suspected heretic heads south. Let's get on a Drake. Surely someone who is anti-dragons would not be riding around on a Drake. Oh, this is going to be a tough sell to be like, why am I here? That's the destination. Did he go in here? I don't see him. There's no one out here to talk to. Hopefully he didn't get behind us, because then we'll get ambushed. Hey! Hey! Where in the seven hells are ya? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... bloody echo. Lower your voice or they'll hear us and wipe her in front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are mumble mumble in Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me? We already knew about our comrades in Baldur Downs will use the tunnels dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? Alright. I don't know if we really learned anything there, other than, yes, this guy is a heretic. This is one of the cool fates that drops something, but I definitely can't do it alone. I don't see people around, so looks like no dice. I also don't even really remember what cool thing it drops, just that, like, it has an achievement and stuff. Probably a minion. Oh, no, this is going further up. I was trying to go down. Oh, this is not one of the ones that has roof access. Might be. Where'd the others go? Well, did your investigation bear fruit? It did. Check it. Here's the stuff that happened. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard the words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Baldur Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We've long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Baldur Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandar Knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of a so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Baldur Down. If Halon is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Ny'ardbert. The lives of our allies are at stake. Don't know what's up with that, but might as well help that guy out. Oh, is that a person? It is. Let's help him out. Holy shit. I know this is where the next video is starting, so that's probably a terrible way to do that, unless this is just a transition. But, that was I think a solid 20 minutes of fight. The first, like, 10 or 15 of which was just me and one other guy. But as a result, we've got this Pudgy Puck minion and an achievement out of it. Should be this one here. So hell yeah. Let us resume what we were doing, I guess. Oh. 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 Understood. That was not the button I meant to push. I do not love you, hateful Harrier. I'm sorry if I'm going to cause you confusion over that. Alright, back to Rerun. Ul'Dah is a cool place though, right? Kinda hard to see when the snow's this thick, but you get the point. There's a fate here? My knights send no word of your coming, Ny'ardbert. What has happened? What is that in your hand? Discovered on the body of a slain heretic, this yellowing document is covered in a complex code of seemingly random letters and numbers. Yeah, all your guys are dead. By the Fury. Those were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered. And... No. No, we have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others. I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandar must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no way to safeguard the lives of our allies. The path of the righteous. Time is of the essence, Ny'ardbert. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Emmerich everything we have discovered. Well, Emmerich himself is out there. Oh. That would be bad if he got. Does this lead to the roof? It does. Oh, it's tucked around the corner. That's why I couldn't find it. I think there are, like, actually a lot of knights here. It's not like it's me and 2 NPCs that they usually have going on. Oh, Crystal Graves are here, too. Really staring at that wall, huh? Certainly Wally. Alright, well. Oh, Alfino's here. I walked right past you. Sir Emmerich, he's over there. Have words with the man if you must. We shall speak anon. You, Hase? Gods bless whoever designed this uniform. I would have frozen to death by now if it weren't for this greatcoat. That would be Tataru. Tataru. How could any man hope to tunnel through ice this thick? It'd be the work of years. You're at a disadvantage here. We should linger no longer than necessary. Ny'ardbert, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... Hailed by gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Leviar been informed? The Graves must be made aware. Alfino, we're gonna get ambushed. Just a heads up. You should probably tell the folks. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? It is but a pity this discovery came when our enemy was at such a disadvantage. Or has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we be, that the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when she should rightly be straining every sinew to find her. Or when we should be rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl. Oh. Ida? That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. You must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Leviar! Oh, Papalima. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we've secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. That is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alfino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we entered the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Small crew? A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalima will sulk. Understood. I'm excited. First new dungeon in a while. You will hold the line, Ny'ardbert. You must concentrate on the task at hand. Same thing. Where'd Emmerich go? Oh, there he is. Same thing. I'm informed that Commander Leviar has asked you to lead a party down one of the tunnels. A characteristically daring proposition, yet I can think of no one better qualified for the task. I bid you good fortune. The entrance to the tunnel, sir. It's just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed it. Per Sir Emmerich's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Understood. Who's our backup for the duty support? Oh, boo. It's just, like, the same crew. Scion Conjurer, Scion Thaumaturge, Scion Lancer. The Thaumaturge and Lancer have some pretty silly hats. I was hoping that we might have had Ida, Papalimo, and Alfino as our crew. Maybe with Emmerich as a tank, if we were lucky? Or maybe one of the Temple Knights? Or who knows what class Hase is. Okay. Yeah, well, without further ado, Snowcloak. I remember the name. I know Kokotsu and Percy. Did we name you Estelle? I think so. Estelle, you are not dressed for the weather. The other two look fine. At least at a glance. Also, the music is so peaceful and pretty for, like, what is supposedly a pretty dire situation. Okay, so that is the absolute limit of what the healers can do. Because that took all of my cooldowns to live through. But we did live through it. Oh, hilarious. A single there. I have to pick that up, don't I? Why did the bear have a key? Is that a trained bear? I feel kind of bad for killing it if it was. Actually, I don't know if I feel better or worse for killing it if it was trained. Interesting that these are still the scions that come with me as compared to, like, none of them join the Crystal Braves or whatever. Whoa. Hey, bud. Yes, Estelle, it is nice and normal. Dang. Something different? Because I got the frozen fish in there. Woo. So let's get the second Gubu. Oh, and third Gubu, alright. 3 Gubu kind of night. Still, Percy, please stop standing in the wind. Oh, go, not you two. The Yeti. Aw. First he believes in Estelle. That's cute. Oh, Goku came out swinging. Alright. I'm so sorry. It is late now. Opposite of what it used to be. Good placement style. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Well, less of a snowball fight than when it was first designed. Interesting, though, because that line only exists now. Like, they never had an NPC here for a bit that actually had the snowball fight. Because it used to be that you'd, like, breathe on those and make them big, and then you have to, like, knock him into him to stun him. You haven't seen any people this whole time. It's only just now occurring to me that was kind of weird, given the fact that we're trying to find like a cult base. Boy. There's a whole bunch, yeah. Okay. Oh boy. A snowclops. It's like a cyclops, but instead of eyes, there's snow. But also eye. Oh, you talk. I don't know how to feel about that. I guess we kind of already knew that was the thing with Heretics did. Ah, I didn't quite get that. Let's try it and focus down. This guy. Oh, bullshit. Whoa. That is an ominous door. Just saying. Finger of the Apostate. Is that in my inventory? Can I look at it? Grotesque key crafted from what appears to be the bones of an elephant. Gross. Alright, time for the big bad wolf. You got comments on this one? My, what terrible fangs you have. A legendary whorehound, not a foe to be trifled with. Hey Fenrir. I read your story about, like, eating Tyr's hand and sort of, like, being involved in the end of the world. Is that still something you want to do? Okay. Oh, go behind. Alright, so after that they explode. Good to know. Heavens would roar. We're not there yet. You're early. Well, place shot Estelle. We did it. Maybe. Like, we cleared the path, but I don't see like a heretic base. So we went the wrong way.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light.
I'm not sure exactly to what you refer.
I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Her outfit is wild. Sorry, I'm trying to think like how those pieces go together. I just left? Okay. Though I did not doubt that you would return, I'm nonetheless relieved to see my judgment validated. It is a blessing you are still with us. Commander Leviar took to pacing in your absence. Even knowing what to look for. Oh, same things before. Hey, Hasa, you got anything new? Is it finished? Does that mean we could leave this god's forsaken place? I can't feel my... forgive me. I should not keep you from Commander Leviar. Where did Ul'Dah and Papalymo go? Did they just show up to, like, punch two heretics and then disappear? If you were gonna do that, why not join me in the dungeon? That took longer than I expected. What news, Ny'ardbert? Yeah, I did it with duty support, so it took some more time. Iceheart seems not super murdery. So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That you managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you've cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. To all be praised, Ny'ardbert, we may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortem, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you are intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. If Minfilia is not wearing a coat and is in her, like, normal outfit, she's just a crazy person. But I guess Iceheart's walking around with, like, the weird underboob corset thing. So, I guess maybe some people are just built different. Good. You wore a coat. Antecedent, you come to us straight from the archives of House Fortem. I trust your time there proved fruitful?
Would that it had. Urion J and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. There's quite the amount of fanfic that seems to be approaching the subject, but it's also of dubious quality. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortem. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design.
You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping. Did you not?
Yeah.
Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good.
I think Sir Aymeric might take issue with her methods.
Oh, I mean, duh. But the easiest way to end a war is by having one side of it stop existing. I do not care if you stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Aymeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Helone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and scriptures tell us only so much. Would that it told us more. That was a wildly risky thing to ask. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant to the Holy See. A welcome trait to the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god.
Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed? Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical.
Why do you say that? You think these people are less devoted to this saint than the Mughals were to King Mogulmog? I think that was the thing that happened.
Shiva was real. A living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god.
I mean, except King Mogulmog.
The sole exception being good King Mogulmog the 12th. There we go. The myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogulsguard.
Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that's not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Monfilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? Well, I mean, there's a summoning ritual involved, but other than that, yeah, it seems like it. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another aetherite somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists.
Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us.
I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minfilia looks into our aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. Oh my god, you just have me running from place to place, don't you, Alfino? The third unit is currently tracking the remains of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly, despite our numbers. Coerthas is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you in case you are not aware. Okay. I could go be inspirational. Good. I knew you would understand. You, Hase, can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ny'ardbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. I do like Minfilia's coat. I'm going to have to look up if that's a thing that people can get. There you are, Ny'ardbert. Commander Leviar instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Ul'Dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Danifan Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. I feel like I made his voice like a little bit more gruff or deep before, but maybe not. Sorry if my voicing has been a little more inconsistent as of late. I've already explained it, but it doesn't make me feel less apologetic for it. Third unit brave? Oh my gosh. Those balls. My ankle's on fire. Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted as I fell. The others went on ahead through Danifan Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow's fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Did they actually make tracks between here and there? No, probably closer to Bliss. Alright, into the pass. Fresh prints. Boulder Downs? Track leads southeast. The Fresh Prince of Boulder Downs is a very different show. Weirdly still stars Will Smith, though. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There's a great scaled beast and... Hase. I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Alright. Oh shit. I'm here. Right there, bud? How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Quickly, Ny'ardbert, quickly. I will inform Captain Ul'Dah of the heretics' plans, but you must make sure that they do not escape before reinforcements arrive. Alright. Off we go. Come, Kaiba. None can outrun Kaiba's fleet feathers. Save for airships themselves. Hello, suspicious Coerthan. I'm through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats. The knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Hi. Well, stay with him, then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. None but meet in secret with the heretics. Deny it all you will. I shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. I fancy meeting you here, Ny'ardbert. I presume your Orc of the Third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alfie knows too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills. Skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Ny'ardbert, let us wait inside for Captain Ul'Dah to return and deliver his report. Okay. I think this still isn't a sanctuary. Oh my god. Okay. Go ahead, Alfino. Captain Ny'ardbert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it would bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us unfortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods knows we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Captain Ny'ardbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We've ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You'll recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. And there were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that his needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments found for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortem. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretic. We are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider, then, that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raubon's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? It is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. Aye, I too was surprised. I really should not have been. The 3 grand companies, Ul'Dah's was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ul'Dah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rabban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he convinced his fellow Syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed. And given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail von Darnus's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raubahn with an army. It is but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Aymeric, informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I'm aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Ny'ardbert. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. I wasn't, but okay. I'm more worried about what this meeting is about. Upon the honor of the Crystal Braves, I swear that I shall not rest until the Ivy is unmasked and in chains. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofaka's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Once I get to that location, I think I'm going to end my recording session for the day here. That may or may not match with the ending of the episode. I don't really know how this is going to end up getting cut, because we've been going for a while. But we'll certainly pick up here when we resume. Well, let's say we'll pick up in the cutscene, because I have a hunch this is going to lead into the cutscene. So, Ul'Dah, what do you have to say? Unlike Raubahn, politics is not my cup of tea. While you and the commander attend the council, I will tend to some business of my own. What business that would be? Alright. Well, thanks for coming, folks. If this is the end of the episode, see you next time. If it's not, onward to the next thing. Be right back.